Hi, good evening, everyone. So, happy weekend. Okay, so yeah, even I like the song actually, which the moderator was playing. So yeah, it was quite good. Okay, so welcome to the class of data analysis using SQL. Okay, so we will be having a guided session today where we will see how do we proceed on to solving questions. We will understand the data. We will take some questions. Okay. We'll discuss them and find the best solutions. Okay. And I will try for the maximum questions answer getting from you guys. Okay. So let's just walk through the data and every query that we have today. Okay. So you will be provided with two data, data analysis.sql file and store.csv. Okay, so we have .sql file with us today. Okay, and store data. So let's just understand what this store data contains and what all are the columns present in it. Okay, so I will just first create the table. Okay, I know you are not aware of these many, I mean, how many columns are there, how we are creating it. So just, I mean, but you know, right? So our first step in writing a query is to create the table and then load the data, right? So let's just do that part and then we'll discuss about the data. Okay, so over here, I have applied if not exists. So let's just run it. Okay, so it's saying that if not exist this store data, it should create this table. Okay, I have created a new database for today. So data analysis, you can see. Okay, so I've created this for today. And yeah, since my store table already exists, I will just delete it from here. I could have also deleted through query. Okay, now it will make the data if it does not exist, right? So it has made the data. Okay, so we see that the store data has been created. Okay, now let's just see the empty data that we have created. Okay, so we have created the data. Now next target is to upload the data, right? So over here you see that you have this code to upload the data. You can directly just mention the path from I mean the folder where you have kept your data. Okay, and then just import it. Okay, you can just run this. Okay, but as I told you that I have some administrative right issue, so just see what happens when I run this. So if this happens to you as well. Okay, so permission denied error comes to me because there is some administration rights error something. Okay, whenever I run this copy clause, this error basically occurs. Okay, so what I will do is an alternative way to do is to store the data from here. Okay, I told you that you can just go to restore option, but it has the option for custom or tar file or directory, but we do not have to do this. So we'll just upload it like this. Okay, so we will go to import export option, click on import, click on import. Okay, now header, yes, because we have the CSV file, so comma will be selected over here. We'll just select the file name from here. Okay, so we have this data in this folder. Okay, I'm so sorry, data is here. store.csv data. Okay, I have selected the data. Okay, now one more thing. If I mean the default encoding which it downloads it is UTF-8. Okay, so you might be knowing about this encoding type, which often gives you the error while you upload, import the data. Okay, so this is because the CSV file, the editor is not able to read the file which you upload. Okay, so I will first not give any encoding for now. Okay, just see what error I get. Okay, so you see that failed exit code. Okay, so when I go to more details, it says invalid byte sequence for encoding UTF-8. Okay, so it's not able to encode the data. Okay, so what I will do is I will just select the options. I will select this option, ISO 88595. Okay, this is not anything which is hard encoded or fixed that you have to select this, but yeah, I mean, upon googling, if you find that what is the error behind, so it's some encoding error which you face, okay, while uploading the data. So it's just you have to convert it into Latin form. Okay, so this will provide you that. So we just select that. Okay. Okay, see, successfully completed. Option arrived. Okay, so I have successfully uploaded the data. Okay, now either you can run this line, this set of queries. So if this run, if this runs successfully for you, then well and good. Otherwise, if not, if you face the same issue, then you can upload it in the indirect way as I just described. Okay, now let's run the data. Okay, so you see that my data has got uploaded. Okay, so I guess we will analyze that how much data we have in over here. Okay, we'll just leave it for now. Okay, because we have to go through all the columns, what does it means and all. Okay, so for now, let's just move with the query that we have over here. Okay, please repeat the import step. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to right click on the table that you have created with your query, click on import export. Okay, click on import because you need to upload the data over here. Okay, just select the data wherever you have stored it. Okay, and just select the encoding that is there. So just select 5 1 because it's very common, we often use it. So just select the fifth one. Header, yes, because it's a CSV file with column names. Delimiter, comma, because it's comma separated file. Okay, now just click on OK. Okay, so this will import your file. Okay, and when you run it, you will get the data uploaded. Okay, now let's analyze the database that we have and the table that we have. Okay, so the database that I have created is data analysis. Okay, so what I will do is I will just try to write my database name over here. I will explain you the meaning of this line. 11 MB. Okay, so what is this? What's this PG size pretty? PG database size, data analysis. Okay, so the same thing is for the table size, right? You can see the same statement, just a minor difference, and the name of the table is there, right? So for me, also the name of the table is store. So let's just see what is the size of our table. Okay, so it's 3448 KB. Okay, now what is this PG relation size? So I will come to this. So basically, PG relation size is to get the size of a specific table. Okay, so you read this line. So over here, you are specifying that this function. I mean, this PG relation size is a function in SQL which helps you get the size of a specific table. Okay, so if you want to analyze that how big is my table, how big is my data, you can do it in this way. Okay, now this PG relation size, after, I mean, this basically includes the size of table only, not include the index part or any additional objects. Okay, so it includes the table size only. Okay, and you see that if you just wanna do like this, so select, so I haven't explained you the meaning of PG size pretty yet. Okay, the syntax for this is this. Okay, okay, so if you run this, you see the difference. Okay, so I mean, the real syntax is this to know the table size. Okay, this function itself is telling you the table size. Okay, but this returns the size of a specific table in bytes. Okay, so this result is in terms of bytes. Okay, so to make the result more human readable, you use the PG size pretty function. Okay, PG size pretty function. Okay, so this function basically takes the result of this function. Okay, the PG relation size function. Okay, and format it using bytes, kilobyte, MB, GB, TB, anything. Okay, as per its convenience. Okay, whatever is appropriate, it will display you that result. Okay, so just the syntax is this. So okay, so just to convert this into human readable form, I mean, just to prettify your result, which you can read in terms of KB, MB, GB, or TB, I mean, whichever is appropriate, it will give you that term. Okay, so we do this. Okay, so this was for getting the size of a table. Okay, now if you want the database size, what is database? So basically you see over here the database that we have created. Okay, so these are my 5 databases that I have in my list currently. DVD rental we discussed on the first day. Okay, Postgres is by default. Okay, assignment 5 and 4 we created yesterday, and this I have created today. Okay, so we have 5 database in total. Okay, so if I want to know, let's say I have, okay, so I will just, so let's say I, you know, right, because we have multiple tables in our database, right? There are 20 tables over here, you see, right? Because we also created some new that day. So how do you calculate the size? Let's say I want to know the database size, not each table size, but I want to know the complete database size. So what I can do for that is, I will use PG size pretty. Okay. Now, just one difference, that I will use PG database size function over here. Okay, so remember, in case of table, we use PG relations size, right? So PG database size will give you, you have to specify the name of the data that we have. Okay. Okay, so you see that it gives you the size of your whole data, which is 15 MB. Okay, so this is like, this is how you can use your use these functions. Okay, now let's come back to our analysis today. Okay, so the only difference is between these terms. PG database size will give you the database size. PG relation size will give you table size. Else the syntax is same. Okay. Now let's just understand the data that we have. Okay, I will display it over here. So any doubt, any confusion in these two functions that I told you? Okay. So this is the store data that we have. Okay. Here is the data set information that is provided. Let's just understand it. So very obvious that this customer name represents the customer's name. Okay. Customer ID is there. Okay, so we have unique customer IDs present. Okay, so you see that it's repeated ME17320. Okay, so this represents the same customer, right? Okay, one customer. Now we have the segment. Okay, this is our segment. Okay, so in store, I mean, what segments do we have? So home office segment we have, consumer segment we have. Okay, so this is various segments present. We have country. Okay, city of the product ordered. Okay, so we have this city column. So city of the product ordered. So the people, let's say you stay in San Diego and you have ordered a product. Okay, so yeah, that is it. And the states for the corresponding cities. Okay, next we have product ID, right? So yeah, product ID represents the unique unique IDs of the products that we have in the store. Okay, then comes the category. So this represents the product category. So we have office supplies, furniture, technology. Okay, like this. Okay, so we have these many categories of products that we have. Okay, now we have subcategory as well. Okay, so this is product subcategory. Okay, so this is let's say office supplies, right? So paper comes under that, labels, storage, binders, art, paper, right? So these all come under office supplies. Okay, like furniture has furnishings as a subcategory. Okay, so the detailed version of a category, you can say, the detailed listings of a category. Okay, um, product name, of course, the name of the product exactly. Okay, so let's say office supplies, paper, so message book, wire bound, so paper based products that we can have. Okay, message book, wire bound. Okay, so these are the names of the products. Sales basically represents the sales contribution of the order. Okay, so what is the contribution of the salespersons in the order? Okay, so sales contribution of the order, I mean the how much the order is contributing to the sales. Okay, so this is that. Then we have quantity ordered, so definitely in what quantity the products has been ordered. So we have this I think in right, yeah, so this quantity is there. Okay, discount, the discount given on the products. Okay, profit for the order, profit represents the profit for the order. Okay, the place you see the negative sign, so this represents loss, right? Discount amount, so this is the discount amount given to the customers. Okay, so we have it in terms of percent over here, and this is in terms of exact amount. Okay, customer duration, so whether it is old customer or new customer. Okay, uh, now yeah, I mean, returned item. So whether item returned or not, right? So that information is there. If returned, then what is the reason for returning? Okay, so you see that we had, yeah. So returned, then what is the reason? Product description inaccurate, product description inaccurate, right? So we have some reasons in case of returned. Okay, so these are the columns that we have. So in a way, we have city, states, postal code, region, from where the order has been placed. Okay. Ship mode, and what shipping mode the product will be shipped. Okay. And the date when it was shipped and the order date. Okay. Order ID and some row ID. So basically this row ID is very useless. Okay. We will discuss it in our further discussion. Now let's count the number of rows that we have in our data. Okay, so in pandas, when you were doing the data analysis on the IMDb data, right? So your first step was to analyze the shape of the data, right? So how do you do that in, so yeah, can you increase your font size? So is it not visible? I can increase it, but I'm not sure. I hope it is good now. I have increased the size. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, definitely when you work on Python and you have a data, so your first step is to analyze the data in terms of shape, right? So over here, we are first taking out the row count, and then we will move on to column count of data. Okay, so how do you count the number of rows that you have in your data? So that is simple. You just put the count function. Okay, and we have already studied that count function on any particular column, or either you use asterisk, will give you the same result. Okay, because it counts the number of rows that we have in our data, right? So this will give you the row shape. So 9989. Okay, 9989 is the shape of your data. No, not shape, but the number of rows. So how do we take out the column count? Okay, so this is the format which you will do. Okay, so basically what we are doing over here is, we are counting the number of columns that we have in our data. Okay, so for that we have this syntax. Okay, so you put the count function. Okay, but you take the columns from information schema dot columns. Okay, and you just mention the table name. Okay, so what is this information schema dot columns? Okay, so basically Postgres has a system database. Okay, okay, so Postgres has a system database called as information schema. Okay, which helps you to extract information about the objects or tables that you have in your database. Okay, and we have two particular format for this. So either you can, I mean, there are two options. Okay, information schema dot columns and information schema dot tables. Okay, so you use information schema dot tables for finding out the tables inside the database. Okay, so when you want to know the number of tables inside the database, you will use information schema dot tables. Okay, and the syntax would be pretty same. I mean, well, let's say you want to select all columns. Okay, so let's just do over here, select star from information schema the tables. Okay, where table schema, so we have used table name, right? Equal to, let's say the table name is store, right? So we can also use this to get the, okay, so column store doesn't exist. Okay, okay, so there's just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so what we did over here is we just passed on information schema dot tables, right? Now you get all the information that we have about our database. Okay, so table catalog name is data analysis. Okay, so we just passed on the table name. Okay, so it knows that it is in this catalog. Okay, data analysis database. Okay, table schema is public, table name is store. Okay, so it gives you all the information about the table. Okay, now I am doing the same thing with data. So I'm trying to get select all columns. Okay, now I will just, so when you use information schema dot columns, when you want to find out the names of columns and their data types, okay, that is when you use information schema dot columns. Okay, so let's just run this. Okay, so we have used the count star function over here, so it will return you the count for all the columns that you have. Okay, so basically you have 26 columns in your database, right? So the shape of our data is 9989 comma 26, right? So this is how you count the columns. Okay, now when you want to have, when you want to just analyze your columns, right? So what you will do, you will not just apply the count function. Okay, I mean the general syntax which I told you, this syntax, right? So over here we are trying to get data set information. Okay, so you see we haven't applied the count function. Okay, so let's just store this, I mean run this. Okay, so you see the same thing we have got over here. We have got the data set information. Okay, so yeah, table schema, table catalog. Okay, table name, column name. So we have all the columns that are there in our table, right? You see over here, so you got the list of all the columns that you have in your store table. Okay, so this is how you do. Okay, now let's say, okay, now let's say you want only the column names of your data. So how do you do that? You just select column name from information schema dot columns where table name equal to store. Okay, so the only difference is in the first line. Okay, okay, so over here you since you selected star, you got all the row, all the columns in your data set information table. Okay, but when you just selected column names, so you got only that column. Okay, Okay. Next is, let's say you want to know the data type of store data, right? So I told you that you use information schema dot columns basically in case you want to find out the names of columns and their data types. Okay, so till now you know how to find the names of columns, right? But in case you want to know what is the data type of all the columns that we have, so how you will do, you will just select column name comma data type. Okay, so this will give you two columns with the column names and their data types, right? So you get the information for all the columns that you have. So row id is your integer column, order id is your character type column. This is definitely date, right? So this is how you do. Okay. Now what next? Now let's say we want to check null values of store data. Okay, so how do we check where we have the null values in our data? Okay, so this is very simple. So we are using nested query over here. So nested query or the subquery, you can say. Okay, so this is the basic subquery that we have. So we have just selected the column name from information schema dot columns where table name equal to score. Okay, so this will give you only the column name column, right? And in this, what you are doing is you're just filtering it using where. Okay, so where this column equal to null. Okay, so this will give you the result. Okay, so this shows that you do not have any null values in your data. Okay, so this shows that you do not have any null values in your data, no missing values in your data. Okay, so if it would have contained the missing values, you would have got the result over here. Okay, now yeah, I mean, let's say we want to drop the unnecessary column, which is row id. So how you will do it, can you tell me? This is pretty easy, so I want the output from you guys. I am passing the link for the Padlet. So we have the table. Just tell me how to drop the row ID column. Okay. Um, okay. I've shared the link with you guys. Can you just tell me the line? I mean, the SQL statement that you will be writing for deleting the that column, row ID column, the first column, right? So we have to drop the row ID column in a from our table. Okay. Okay. I hope you have got the Padlet link. Alter table, delete column from table, delete row ID. Okay. Any more inputs? Okay. Yes. So I got a correct answer. Yeah, I mean, you can do it in different ways. Let's see how I have implemented it. So basically, you just need to do alter table, store the name of the table that we have, drop column, row ID. Okay. So I found the matching statement for one of you. Okay. So over here, we just drop. Okay. Now we see how are we getting the data, right? So this is there. Row ID has been removed. Okay. Now what we want to do next is we want to check the count of United States, right? So how many the countries that we have. Okay, so this is our data, right? Right, so the countries that we have, how many United States are there in the table. So how we will do that, I think it's pretty easy, right? So select count star as US count from store where country equal to United States, right? So this is pretty easy, right? So I think throughout today we will doing these simple queries only. Okay, so that we can. So there are 9989 rows. I mean, in all the rows in the country column, we have only this value, United States. So you can assume that this data is of from United States store only. Okay. Now let's have some product level analysis. Okay, so we want to analyze the data and we will be analyzing it now on the basis of the products that we have. Okay, so product level analysis. So what are the unique product categories that we have? So any inputs, how will be taking this out? So how do we take out the unique product? Just let me clear the post. Okay. You can write over Padlet. I will just repeat my question if you haven't got it. So we want to analyze the unique product categories. Okay, so I will just again run the data that we have. Okay, so this is the data. Okay, and our question was we wanted to product categories, right? So we have how many? Yeah, so this is category column. Product ID is there, product category is there, product subcategory is there. And we're talking about unique product categories that you have to take out. So so guys, these are easy SQL statements. So I'm assuming answers from you as soon as possible because we have a lot of simple questions to discuss today. Okay. Even if you make a mistake, you should write your answer. Okay. So select distinct product category. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I got two answers. So select distinct category from store, right? So you need to mention the name of the table, okay, when you are using select. Okay. So let's see how many. So only three. Okay, furniture, office supplies, technology. We have only three unique categories and with us. Okay. Now next is what is the number of products in each category? Okay, so any idea how we'll be getting that? So in these categories, we want to take out the number of products. So first you can tell me that what two columns that we will be taking over here. And just a minute. Okay. Yeah. What are the, sorry. Okay. What is the number of products in each category? Okay, so we have three categories, you know. How can we know the number of products in each category? Group by category and use count, right? Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Ashish. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we are selecting the category over here and we are putting the count function. Okay. Now we are just grouping by the category. Okay, and just putting the I mean order by on the count that we are taking out. Okay, in the descending order. Okay, so let's just run this. Yeah, got it. So this was expected from you. Either you can tell me in the language like how you will be doing it. Basically I want to know if you're getting the ideas that how to solve these easy question. Okay, even if you are not aware of exactly what you will use, right? So over here I mean throughout the question we will be using simple statements only, like select from, group by, order by. Okay, one or two additions are there that if they will come I will tell you. Okay, now next we want to find the number of subcategories products that are divided. Okay, so I will show you the data now, original data that we have. Find the number of subcategories products that are divided. Okay, so this is the subcategory that we have. So subcategories products that are divided. Okay, so I guess this might be a little unclear to you at first. So basically just the use of distinct first. So this will help you take out the distinct subcategories. Okay, so you see that paper and paper are repeated, art and art are repeated, right? So we take out the distinct subcategories that we have, and then we take out the count function. Okay, so to count the number of subcategories. Okay, so there are 17 subcategories in total. Okay, now next question. So till now you see that how we have analyzed the data, right? We are on product level analysis right now. We are just working around the products that we have, categories that we have, subcategories that we have. Okay, first we analyze the unique product categories. Okay, so we have three unique product categories. Okay, after that we saw that what is the number of products in each category. Okay, so in all the three categories how many products do we have in our store. Next we saw that how many subcategories that we have, unique subcategories. So definitely needed to take the distinct statement. Okay, so yeah, now we wanna find the number of products in each subcategory. So I think you can tell me this. Can you just tell me? And if you're not able to, so what Rohit has asked is that analysis data storing, is that analysis data storing in PG admin specific folder? I didn't understand what you are trying to say, Rohit. Can you please clarify your question so that I can answer you? Okay, till then, guys, let me know if you have not understood the question. If you want more insights as to how the data is, because I'm asking for the simple queries from you, and I'm expecting the answers from you guys. Okay, because this is guided session. Okay, so more you answer whether it is right or wrong, you know, right? So whether you have answered it totally wrong. Okay. So now you know that you were thinking in this direction, but you need to think in this direction, because I will show you the answers, right? And I will discuss the answers with you, right? So just let me know. Um, do you want more insights into the data? Should I show you the data once more? Okay. Because or the questions are not clear to you. What's happening? Let me know, because now I will head over to Padlet and we'll seek answers to the questions that we have over here. Um, Abhishek, yes, please, means what? Should I proceed to Padlet, or should I show the data to you once more, or should I explain the question to you? What it is? Show the data. Okay. Anyone else who is having problem? So this is the data that we have. I will just make it a little bit bigger. Okay. We have dropped the row ID column. Okay. We have order ID, order date, ship date in which the product was shipped, ship mode, how it was shipped, customer ID, who ordered the product. Okay. You are the customer. Let's say your name. Okay. In which segment you belong to. Okay. Now, the country you belong to, your city from where you are ordering, state, postal code, region. So this is common. Now we have the product information starting from here, right? So we have product ID in the store, category of the product, okay, subcategory of the product. Okay. In category, we have three categories as we saw: furniture, office supplies, and technology. Okay. So in the store, we have only three types of product. Okay. Three categories of product, you can say. In this, we have various subcategories. These are the product names. Name of the products that we have in our store, sales data, quantity ordered, discount, percentage we offered, okay, profit earned from the product, discount amount. So this is in terms of amount. This was in terms of percentage. Years. So this years, I guess it's belong to the customer duration. So since when he or she is associated. Okay. Now, next, customer duration, old customer or new customer. Okay. Returned items. So whether the item ordered and taken to home are returned or not. Okay. And the reason for the return. If returned, then what is the reason? Okay. This is all we have. Okay. Now we are doing the product level analysis. Okay. For the product level analysis, I think you can see we have four major columns that we can play around. Okay. So the question right now is find the number of products in each subcategory. Okay. So we have product IDs. Okay. And you see that it's repeated at some point, I guess. I think it's distinct product IDs that we have. Okay. So you just have to tell the number of products in each subcategory. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to Padlet. So now you know the question, right? You understand the question? Okay. So the question is find the number of products in each subcategory. Okay. Please tell me your input. Okay. So you guys were writing over here, or is it? Okay. So it's you guys only. Um, so I hope Milan, you got the insight now. Okay. Okay, so we have the answers grouped by category and take count. So we are taking subcategory into analysis. Okay. Group by Ashish is saying user using over and count. Okay. So you wanna use the window function? I mean, no need to use window function over here. Okay. But you can use it. I mean, it depends on you. So group by category and order by count in descending order. Sahil has written group by and count. Biswajit group by product, order by group by product, and then order by count. Okay. I mean, you guys are voting for group by and count. Okay, majority of you. Okay, let's just discuss. Okay. Yeah, definitely. So this is very easy. We will just select the subcategory. Okay, count, and then group by subcategory as you guys were saying. So, and then order by count that we have. Okay, so this order by also totally depends on you. This is optional, you know, right? So this is the major 3 lines that you need to write. Okay, you just need to select group by and then count. Okay. So you see subcategories and the number of products corresponding to that. Okay. So definitely when it groups around a particular subcategory, so it will count all the number of rows that are getting repeated for the products. Okay. Now next we want to find the number of unique product names. Okay. We want to find the number of unique product names. And can you tell me that? How to find? Any idea? I will just clear the post for now. If you have written your answers, please rewrite. So basically, we have to find the number of unique product names. Okay, showing you the data again. Product ID, we have category, subcategory, product name. Okay, and we have to find the number of unique product names. So I guess it's a one-liner, guys. Do let me know as soon as possible. Yeah, okay. Select distinct from table and then distinct and count. Okay, so we have 2 answers. Let's just see. Right, so select count. Right, first find the distinct and then count. Okay, this is a simple. This will give you the total number of distinct product names that we have. So we have 1849 distinct product names. Okay, which are the top 10 products that are ordered frequently? So how you will calculate this? So let's say you wanna see just top 10 products that are ordered frequently. So what do you think? Which factor, which column will help you in this? How you will calculate this? Okay, so count, product, and order by. Um, yeah, definitely. So it will work around product, right? Number of products sold. Okay, you are asking for the quantity, right? Next we have select count, distinct product from store. Okay, using sales, select distinct. Okay, let's see how we do. So basically what we want to do is just focus on these lines. I mean, it's similar. So as you guys told, count um, around the product name. So we have selected the product name column. Okay, this is the product name column. Okay, we have selected the count function. Okay, we are grouping by the product name. Now we are just ordering by this and limiting to 10 because we want the top 10 products. Okay, that's why we are arranging it in descending order. Okay, so I think I guess every one of you said this, the same thing. Okay, so yeah, correct. So product name, number of products, right? So top 10 products that are ordered frequently. Okay, so it will help you. Now you have to calculate the cost for each order ID with respective product name. Okay, so we have, let's say, this data. You have to calculate the cost for each order ID. So this is your order ID. Okay, with respective product name. Okay, so I will show you the answer for this. This is also quite easy. So what you're doing is, since you want order ID, you will be selecting the order ID column. Okay, product name definitely, right? So let's say we have product name. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to calculate the cost, okay, for each order ID. So what we will do is just sales minus profit, right? So how much it was sold for, okay, and the profit earned. Okay. Now it will give you some number. Okay, we have used a cast function over here to convert it into a numeric form. Okay, and we are storing it into the column cost. Okay, so let's just see the output. So order IDs are there, product names are there, and then we, for all the corresponding rows, we are calculating the sales minus profit. Okay, but it will help you calculate the cost. Okay, and you're calculating it for each order IDs that you have. Okay, now yeah, just you are converting it into cast, I mean you're converting into numeric form. So just can you just guess why we are doing so? This is because whenever you do some floating operation, it gives you a long precision numbers, right? So a long list of zeros after that, right? And if you convert it into numeric form, you are able to control how many digits you want. Okay, so you just convert it into numeric and then you round it to 2. Okay, now let's say you want to calculate the percentage profit for each order ID with respective product name. Okay, so I guess it should be also very easy for you. I guess this would be similar. Select order ID, product name, because the question is same for each order ID with respective product name. Okay, now the difference comes in calculating the percentage profit. Over here it was cost, over here we have to calculate the percentage profit. So the same thing we do, profit divided by sales minus profit. Okay, it will help you, into 100 will help you convert into the percentage profit, and you save it in the alias as percentage profit. Okay, so this will give you the result. So this was a cost of each product. Product name was there, order ID was there, and the cost was there, and this is percentage profit. So in this product, and through this order ID, you were able to earn this much of percentage profit. Okay. Now you have to calculate the overall profit of the store. Overall profit. So I guess it's again pretty obvious. Okay, so the profit column is already given in your data, right? Okay. So the profit column is already present in your data, right? So what you need to do, just focus on the part over here. I mean the inside part. Okay, this inside part. So this is a formula. This is helping you to calculate the overall profit percentage. Okay, for calculating the overall profit, first you need to take out the sum of the profit that you have earned. Okay, because there are losses too in the negatives, right? So you will take out the sum of the profit, sum of the sales minus sum profit, so it will give you overall profit percentage, right? Now because it's just asking of the store, so you do not need to select any other column in your data. Okay, and just produce the result. So this will give you the overall profit percentage, 14.24%. Okay, now calculate percentage profit and group by them with product name and order ID. Okay, so for this we are using some new method, which is the with function. Okay, I can explain you this. So we have implemented this over here. So let's say, what was our question? Calculate percentage profit and group by them with product name and order ID. So you have to calculate the percentage profit and group those results with product name and order ID, right? So over here you are selecting the order ID, product name. Okay, calculating the percentage profit as you did. Okay, and then just group by everything. I mean order ID, product name, percentage profit. So yeah, I mean this was easy. This is one way to implement this. Okay, what's another way? Just so we have made use the with query also. So this is another implementation of the same thing. Okay, so you see that we have created a new table with the name of store new. Okay, and under this we have several subqueries. So you see that this is your first subquery, in which you have calculated the profit percentage. Okay, selected those, right, and group by. Okay, now you have just created the alias for the your store table. Okay, so you have kind of created a scene of self join over here. Okay, with the name as A and B. Okay, and you have joined the two tables on the basis of order ID. Okay, and stored everything in this new table, store new. Okay, so I will tell you what this with query does. So this will give you all the columns. Okay, so this will give you all the columns. So basically what with query does is this will provide you a way to write auxiliary statements. Okay, so for use in a larger query. So yeah, I mean, it basically helps you in breaking down complicated and large queries, okay, into simpler forms. So whenever you want to use something like that, whenever you have uh, a large query and you wanna break it into smaller queries into simpler forms, okay, you can make the use of with clause in that case. Okay, so this in a way makes your query more readable. Okay. um okay, now next thing we want to analyze is where can we trim some losses. Okay, so you know that we have made some losses, right? So in profit column where you see that we have made some losses. Okay, so how to analyze where should we trim some of the losses in which products. Okay, so we can do this by calculating the average sales and profits. Okay, and comparing the values to that average. Okay, so what we will do is we have the sales and profit column, right? So we will calculate the average sales and profit and compare the values. Okay, compare the values to all those average that we have calculated. Okay, if the sales or profits are below average, then they are not best sellers and can be analyzed deeper to see if it's worth selling them anymore. Okay, so the company wants to know, I mean, which products they are selling is couldn't be sold anymore. Okay, so they want to remove them. So to avoid the losses they are making. Okay, so definitely you can check this around your sales and profit section, right? If you are going in, I mean, in negatives, so that product is not being sold, right? You can definitely remove them. Okay, so over here we will analyze through analyzing the average sales and profits both. Okay, so how do you calculate the average sales on any product? So this is how you do. You are calculating the average sales. Okay, average of sales, just applying the aggregation function average. Okay, and you are converting them into the numeric form. So I told you the use of this cast function. So basically I will tell you again why we are using the cast function on average over here. So basically the SQL average function returns the average value with default decimal places, right? I told you. So the cast is used to increase or decrease the decimal places of a value. Okay, so when you convert it into numeric form, you are able to control how many digits you want after the decimal place. Okay, so basically it helps in preserving the decimal places when converting decimal and numeric data types. Okay, now you can also use cast on the numbers. Let's say you have any integer number, right, and you want to add some decimal places to it. You can just convert that number to decimal and add the number of decimal places you want to add to. Okay, so that will definitely add it. Okay, so we have this. So we have first calculated the average sales, right? So this will give you the value as 229.83, right? So you can just analyze it approximately 230. Okay, now you have calculated the average profit. It is giving you 28.65. You can take it approximately as 29. Okay, so average profit is 29, average sales is 230 on the products. Okay, now let's analyze the average sales per category. Okay, per subcategory. Okay, so I guess this is the queries are quite easy for you to analyze. So just we just group by the subcategories. Okay, and then calculated the average of the sales. Okay, So we have the subcategories and their average sales. Okay. Now the sales of these subcategory products you see are below the average sales. Okay. So our average sales was how much? Our average sales was 230, right? And you see all the products are having a lower average than our average sales. Okay. So the sales of these subcategory products are below the average sales. Okay. So we now know that these categories you can discard. Okay. Now let's also analyze the average profit per subcategory. Okay. So this is how you do. I mean the same thing as you calculated the average sales. Okay. Let's just analyze this. Okay. So these results give you the average profit less than your average profit per subcategory less than your average overall average profit, right? So overall average profit was 29 for us, right? And all these products has the profit as low. Okay. Now what you can do is, so the profit of these subcategory products are below the average profit, so this minus sign represents that those products are in losses, right? So definitely you know that. So you can judge like this, right? So you could have also like made a union between those two tables that we got, and you can definitely discard those subcategories which are occurring in both tables. Okay, so the average profit table and the average sales table. Okay, so these two tables where we analyze that the product has lower average profit than the expected one. Okay, so you can discard those. So this is how you do. Next, we want to have some customer level analysis in our data. Okay, so till now we have only analyzed with respect to products. Now let's see some customer level analysis. Okay, so this is a total guide to how you analyze your data. Okay, I mean after this session you can provided with the, I mean, I think you will be provided with the SQL file and the questions that are there and the data also. You can just go through each of the queries that we have discussed and see that what you are able to understand, what you are not able to understand. Okay, note some of the new things that we have discussed. Okay, and try to write each query on your own. Okay, tomorrow is Sunday, you can have a practice day also. Okay, so you can try writing each query on your own, because these are comparatively very easy queries that we have, and also see what questions have we taken to analyze the data. Okay, so this will help you. Okay, now next is customer level analysis. For the first question we are taking over here is, what is the number of unique customer IDs? So it will tell you that how many customers do we have. Okay, so for that definitely it's easy, count distinct, right? So 793 unique customers you have. Now you want to find those customers who registered during 2014 to 2016. Okay, so you see that years column was there, right? I will show you once more. Okay, so years column is also there. Okay, customer duration is there. So we want to find those customers who registered during 2014 to 2016 and not 2013. Okay, so definitely what you will do is you will take the distinct customer name. Okay, customer names are there. I guess, yeah, customer names are there, customer IDs are there. Okay, so what we'll do is we're taking name, ID, order ID, city, postal code. sorry, yeah, order ID, city, postal code. Okay, and taking only those customer IDs where the value is not null. Okay, so it will help you find out those customers who registered during 2014 to 16. Okay, next, let's say we want to calculate the total frequency of each order ID by each customer name in descending order. Okay, so I will repeat the question. We want to calculate the total frequency of each order ID. Okay, so you see that some of the order IDs might be repeated. Okay, so the frequency of each order ID by each customer name in descending order. So I hope you get that we have to apply group by on two columns over here respectively, right? So of each order ID by each customer name. So this itself tells you that you have to use group by on two columns, which is order ID and customer name. Okay, and since you have to calculate the total frequency, so you wanna count the order IDs. Okay, as total order ID you have renamed it, and yeah, ordering by is very optional for you. So this is total order ID corresponding to an order ID. Okay, can you share this sheet so that we can practice? I think Milan, this sheet will definitely be shared with you. I think after the call or after the session. Okay, now we have to calculate the cost of each customer name. So what do you think? How can we calculate? So cost till now we have calculated as sales minus profit, right? And you know that. So that is definitely we will do the same. So sales minus profit for calculating the cost. Okay, of each customer name. So definitely for a customer name, I mean, taking out the total cost as per each customer name, you have to take out many factors. I mean, you have to consider customer name, then you have to arrange it in terms of order IDs. Let's say a customer has ordered several products. Okay, so the order IDs will be different, right? So when you order today and when you order tomorrow a product, the order IDs for you will be different. And then you have to order by customer ID. Okay, because let's say a customer name can be similar, right? Customer names can be similar. Then city, and then you have quantity, and then cost, sales, then profit. Okay, so you have to consider these many terms. Let's just see the result, you will be able to understand. So this is order ID, customer ID, city, quantity, sales, costs. So this will finally lead you to calculate the cost, because if I mean, it also depends on quantity, how much quantity does a customer has ordered for a product. Okay, and the total profit it is making. Okay, so this is next. You have to display those customers, display the number of customers in each region in descending order. Okay, so you remember that we had region, we had customer ID, we had customer names as well. Okay, so we are just considering the region over here. Okay, and applying the count. So it's, I guess it's easy, right? So we have 4 regions. We are just grouping by the region that we have and applying the count function. Okay, so I guess these type of question might be very obvious for you. Okay, because this is just like, I mean, one solution for it. So West has these many customers, East region has these many, so likewise. Now you have to find top 10 customers who order frequently. Okay. Now again, I think we analyze the same thing for products as well. Okay, what are the top 10 products being ordered frequently? So we didn't do anything. So over here, you have to find top 10 customers. So you have applied it with customer name. Okay. You can also try it with customer ID. Okay. So if, I mean, for the same customer, the ID can be same, right? So you can also try this with customer ID and then apply the count function and limit 10 because you want the top 10 rows. Okay, so with name it will give you if you select customer name. Now after this, let's say you wanna select only those rows for customers who live in state California and have postal code 90032. So I guess it's again pretty obvious for you. You have to use where function, right? It might be coming in your mind that you can just use where function, right, to filter, right? It's just simple filtration. So this is there. Okay. Now you have to find top 20 customers who benefited the store. Okay. So for that, what you will do, you will group by customer name, profit. Okay. How much profit the store has made from that customer. City, states, I mean, it's either you can select it or not. Okay. So customer name and profit are the basic ones. And then order by profit. Okay. So let's see. So this is the result that you want, basically customer name and profit. So this Tamara Chand is the customer who has who benefited from who the store has benefited the most. Okay. Now next, which state is the superstore most successful in? Okay, so you had customer city, customer state, region, right? So now we want to analyze the superstore success in terms of state, right? So what we can do over here, we can just analyze the group by states, right, and count from where the most order has been placed, right? So I guess this is quite easy. So we have taken the sum of sales. Over here we could have also applied the count function. Okay, so this is kind of things you can practice. Okay, I guess you will get the same answer around it. So some again new terms that you can see, right? So you see that we have done the operation. So we have done all the operation. Now we want the top 10 results, right? So for that, what you can do is you can just everything has been done. Now you know the meaning of offset, right? So let me run the query part till here. Okay, so you have got this result. Okay, so it would have offset in one row over here. Now offset one rows, right? So this is the part for this. Now next is fetch next 10 rows only. So what does this mean? Basically, what does this fetch do? So you have this result. When you select this all, you got the top 10 rows. Okay. Why haven't we used limit over here? Limit does the same, right? Limit 10 we could have used. Right. So basically to constrain the number of rows, we have two options. Okay, returned by a query. To constrain the number of rows returned by a query, we have two options. either you use limit or either you use fetch clause. Okay, so when you use limit, I mean, limit is widely used and we have been using it till now, but many RDBMS systems, I mean, limit is widely used across all the RDBMS systems, but the problem is that it is not SQL standard. Okay, and to follow the, I mean, to conform with the SQL standard, Postgres basically supports the fetch clause to retrieve a certain number of rows returned by a query. Okay, so it's the same thing as limit does. Just the difference is that we are not using the limit over here, just for the reason because it's not SQL standard. Okay, so just to let you know that this is also the clause that you can use to limit the number of rows. Okay, otherwise limit would also have worked over here. Okay, but yeah, I mean, this fetch statement is a better statement to prefer than limit. Okay, because it's SQL standard and it will definitely retrieve any number of rows that you want. Okay, so you have a certain syntax for it. Okay, so basically it will fetch next 10 rows only, right? So you need to specify the fetch keyword. Okay, so Sahil, I think the offset part that we discussed yesterday. So offset part will exactly lessen the number of rows that you have. Okay, it will just hide one, or I mean the number of rows that you mentioned. Okay, and fetch, I'm explaining it to you. So Milan question is, if the question is find top 20 result, what statement we will use? Either you can use limit 20 or either you can use fetch next 20 rows only. Okay, so I mean, I will just let you know the syntax for the fetch. So you write fetch and then you have two options, either you use first or next. Okay, first and next are the synonyms, so you can use any word. Okay, either you can say fetch first 10 rows or fetch next 10 rows. Okay, then you specify the row count, which we have specified over here as the 10. Okay, you can also specify 20, 30 as per your need, and then rows, right? So either you can write row or rows as per your use case. Okay, and then only word. Okay, so this is the syntax for your for using fetch. Okay, so as I told you that fetch is almost similar to, functionally similar to limit clause. Okay, you can use this fetch statement when you plan to make your application, let's say you're working on more compatible with other database systems. Let's say you are also working on MySQL, you wanna make your queries more compatible, you can use this. Okay, now we will move to a third level analysis, which is order level analysis. Okay, so now you know that we have analyzed on two terms, which was product, then comes customer, and then comes order. Okay, and you also know that we had three types of information present in our table. That is why we are analyzing it on three levels, right? So first is to analyze the number of unique orders. Okay, 5007 unique orders are there. Now you wanna find the sum total sales of Superstore. Okay, so I guess again it's very obvious. Sum of sales. Okay, upon the aggregation function you apply, you use this cast function to convert it into numeric form, and then you can use round function to limit it to two places, to limit the decimal to two places. Okay, storing it in the column total sales. Okay, so this is very obvious. Okay, so this is your total sales. So this is approximately 22 lakhs. Yeah, 23 lakhs approx. Now you want to calculate the time taken for an order to ship and converting the number of days in int format. Okay, so what you want is basically the delivery duration. Okay, so what you can do is, I mean, for that, definitely order ID will be needed. Customer ID, who has placed the order, customer name, city, states. I think, yeah, city, states will come into consideration because this will tell you where you want to ship to. Okay. You have two dates present, ship date and order date in your table. Okay. And it wanna, it is asking for the time taken for an order to ship and convert into the delivery, right? So ship date minus order date. Okay. The gap, it will help you calculate the gap. Okay, as delivery duration. Okay, so yeah, definitely it was easy. You just need to think on and limit 20. Okay, so order ID, customer ID, name, city, states for a customer, and the delivery duration. So mostly in the duration of 7 days, the store was able to deliver all the products. Okay, so through this you can highlight if any particular delivery is taking more time, right? You can just analyze it from here, right? Because you can say that, let's say Illinois had was taking 12 days delivery, right? So you can say that all other states take only 7 days, but only Illinois takes 12 days for delivery, right? And if any order comes from Illinois, you will say that minimum 12 days is needed for you to deliver, right? So these all analysis help you in that way. Now you want to extract the year for respective order ID and customer ID with quantity. Okay, so the question itself says you that you want to group by order ID, customer ID, quantity. Okay, you have to extract the year. You will extract the year from order date. Okay, so this is simple. Okay, so over here you see that years has been extracted after grouping by on these three. Now, what is the sales impact is the question. Okay, so for calculating the sales impact, what do you think how we can do that? So basically to do that, yeah. So to do that, what you will be doing is sales impact will you will get to know from your sales column and profit percentage, right? So profit percentage, definitely you need to calculate, right? So this is how you calculate. Okay, and you will be calculating the sales impact across the years, right? So first is to extract the year from the order date. Okay, when it was ordered, how much sales you were able to do in that particular year, and yes, how much profit percentage were you able to do in a certain year. Okay, overall profit percentage in a certain year. Okay, so this is how you do. I mean, I think you can just see that select from, I mean, is a common group by order by mostly answers your so many questions in your analysis part. right? So you see that in 2016, you were able to make, so this is an ascending order, right? So let's say we just specify DESC so that I can see the top sales. Yeah. So in 2016, you were able to make a sell of, when you were able to make a sell of $198.46, the profit percentage was 100%. You were able to make 100% of profit, right? So these depends on the data like this. Now, yeah, I mean, the different more analysis that you can include. So over here, we are breaking down by top versus worst sellers. Okay. You want to find top 10 categories with the addition of best subcategory within the category. Okay. So top 10 categories in terms of sales. Okay. So for that, you need to calculate the sum of sales. Okay. And definitely category, subcategory, and then take out the sum of sales across the categories that we have. Okay. So let me know if you guys are able to understand. I mean, like we are discussing how we are getting the answers for the questions that we have. You can confirm me over the chat. Because I think these are all the same queries with a little bit of different analysis. Okay, so I've got one confirmation. Okay. Okay. Thank you for confirming. Okay. Now, let's move on to find out the top 10 subcategories. Okay. And this, you know, that we are taking out in terms of order level analysis. Okay. So for that, you have to find the top 10 subcategories. So definitely the sales part, the sum of sales part will come into picture. Okay. First is to calculate the sum of sales. Okay. And you might see that I'm repeating it again. Whenever we use any aggregation function, you need to apply this whole line. I mean, round is there just to limit, but cast it into numeric type. Okay. So taking out the sales, sum of sales. Okay. Now, yeah, definitely subcategory and then group by subcategory. Okay. So this is there. Since you want to find top 10, so just fetch next 10 rows only. You could have also used limit 10, anything you want. Okay. Okay. Now you know this is there. So we have been able to find top 10 subcategories. How to find the worst 10 categories? Okay. So you see that everything. Okay. So this was top 10 subcategories. This is worst 10 categories. I think it should be subcategory again. This is by default. Okay. Okay. No. So it's first 10 categories. Worst 10 categories only. So just a minute. Yeah, I mean, the answer will be approximately same. It's just the difference that we are grouping by the category first and then applying the subcategory. Okay. On the basis of category, we are applying the we are grouping the subcategory. Okay. So since we have only three categories, right? So yeah, definitely for calculating the worst 10 categories, again find the sum of sales, right? And then just order by production sales. Okay. You can also like write descending order, right? So over here you preferred descending. Okay. Now here you are preferring in ascending order, so this will give you the last few rows. Okay. Over here in the same result which you got from here, right? So if you do not specify DESC, it will give you in the ascending order, right? And if you analyze the sales in ascending order, you will be able to get the top 10 worst sales, right? So this is intuitive, I guess. So just this line matters. I mean, this is the difference. Okay. And yeah, again, you can apply this the same line, offset 1 rows, fetch next 10 rows only. Okay. Now how to find the worst 10 subcategories. So you see that everything is the same. I mean, the result will be same, only we are not grouping by category over here, right? So it's, I mean, the same result that you will get. Okay. So grouping by the subcategory, you are getting the labels at first, and then envelopes, art, supplies, paper. Okay. So we wanted only 10 rows, so this is the result. Now yeah, okay. Now next is we want to show the basic order information. Okay. We want to create, let's say, another table, a short table where we want to display the basic order information that we have. Okay. So what all information you can include, you can see from here, right? So basically the use of aggregation function you will see over here. So order IDs, count of order IDs taken, okay, and stored it in the form of purchases. Okay, so I will run it so that you can also see. Okay. So the purchases is there. This is the count of the order IDs. Okay. Next is total sales, right? So you know how to calculate the total sales. Okay. Next is total profit. Okay. So over here, percentage profit, average percentage profit has been calculated. Okay. You could have also calculated total percentage profit if you are calculating total sales. Okay. So yeah, this is there. Next is minimum order date. Okay, so minimum order date, min of order date will give you the first purchase date. Okay, the date on which the first order was placed. And then next we have max order date. So what this max order date will give you? This max order date will give you the latest purchase date. Okay, so this was the first purchase date. This is the latest purchase date. Okay. Next, you have products purchased. So this products purchase is the count of the distinct product names that we have. Okay. So this is basically the count of the distinct product name that we have. Okay. So this will give you products purchased. So we have 1849 products. And then the locations from where we are getting the orders. Okay, so the location count. So this is definitely the distinct city, taking the distinct of city and then counting it. Okay, from store. So these are the basic order information that you can have, that you can store at a place. Okay, to represent the progress of your data, or yearly analysis also you can do in this way. Okay. Yeah, so the fourth analysis, and I guess this analysis would be short. So the return level analysis that we have. So what items did we returned? The number of returned orders. Okay, top 10 return categories. In which category the items were returned most, least, like this. All these analysis we will do over here. So let's say we want to find the number of returned orders. Okay, so definitely what you need to do, you have returned items. Okay. right? So you will take out the count for them and group by the returned items, right? So where having, you will use returned items equal to returned. Okay, so this will give you all the orders that were returned, right? So returned items, you have the returned section and return category, and total 800 items were returned. Okay, what if you want to find the top 10 returned categories? Okay, so I guess this should be again clear to you that we would like to group by around returned items. Okay, so first we will take the returned part, and then we will come to category. We will see all the categories along which the items have been returned, and then analyze the subcategory. Okay, and yeah, because top 10 return categories, so count of returned items is necessary. So returned items, okay, and then category and subcategory. Okay, corresponding to return items, you have, let's say, binders that has been returned 137 times, paper 123, phones 77, and like this. Okay, least returned item is tables. So this was find top 10 return categories. This is top 10 return subcategories, and I think this is again very obvious. Okay, we have discussed this. Right? So the difference will be only in group by statement. So are you talking about this part, Ashish, this top 10 return categories? Okay. So basically, I mean, this will take only one alias. I mean, this returned number of returned only. So just run this and see. Right. So this count of returned items is taking this much only. Okay. This is the part of select statement. Okay. So do not worry about that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we discussed this. Now we want to find top 10 customers who have returned frequently. And this is a very important analysis for any superstore, right? So being a superstore manager, you would like to find this analysis first, right? So to judge the people who are returning more and more. Okay, because this is just the waste of delivery fees and everything. Okay, so yeah, for calculating the top 10 customers who have returned frequently, what you do is definitely this will come first because return section should be there, then the customer name, okay, and then the customer ID. Okay, so just be careful because a customer name can have multiple IDs because the customer names can be repeated. Okay, and then the customer duration. Okay, I mean whether it is old customer or new customer who are returning again and again, and then their states and city. Okay, um yeah, so the count of returned items as usual. Okay, to count the frequency, to know the frequency of returns. Okay, and rest is everything same, no change. Okay, these all are same in all your analysis. Okay, yeah, so I think this, okay, we have three last queries to discuss. Okay, next is we want to find top 20 cities and states having higher return. Okay, for this, let's say what we do, let's understand. So we have to find the top 20 cities and states having higher return. Okay, so I guess this part will be constant because you are querying in the you are putting the condition on the returned items section, and you want to take only these rows having the returned value. Okay, so this part will be same. Okay, now you have to find out cities and states having higher return. Okay, so definitely count of returned items you have to take out as returned items count. Okay, then states and city you have to select. Okay, and then just group by so that you can arrange them in the ascending or descending order. Okay, no other differences there. So I think you guys will be able to do other queries as well, but I will discuss it. Okay. We have to check whether new customers are returning higher or not. Okay, so you saw that only the old customers came in the list of returnees, right? Top 10 customers who are returning. Okay. Um, you have to check whether new customers are returning higher or not. Okay. So what we will do, this again is same because you have to consider only the return rows. Okay, customer duration you will have to consider now, right? Because that only consists if new customers or old customers. Okay, so everything will be same. You just group by returned items and customer duration, and you see that you will get a count, and this count will tell you that in return you have 796 old customer returns. Okay, and only 4 new customer returns. Okay, so the higher is of old customer, higher returns is from old customers only. Okay, and now top reasons for returning. Okay, so this is again the same. Return reason again, just because you want to consider only the reasons. So in place of customer duration, what change you will do, you will just introduce return reason. So I guess return level analysis was the easiest, guys, right? What do you say? Right, so you get the return reason. So top reasons you will get over here. Okay, so what do you guys say, which section was the easiest for you to understand? We analyze the 4 section, I mean we analyze the data into 4 sections: customer level, product level, order level, and then return level. All the section, that is great. Great, then how about others? For me, all. Oh, that is great, Devakar. Any other inputs? Starting 2 were very easy. Okay, so for Ansari, first 2 sections, that was, I guess, customer level and order level. That 2 were very easy. Okay. Biswajit, return and count. So return level and count level. So I didn't understand return and count. By count, you mean order level or something? Biswajit? Order level. Okay. Return and order level analysis was easy for Biswajit. Okay. Any other inputs? Okay. Let's come to the toughest part for any one of you guys who found it. I mean, the toughest of all 4. Did you find any analysis as very tough to understand? Not so. Okay. then I mean, this is a very good thing, because if you guys are able to understand how we are doing the data analysis, that was the point for learning the SQL, right? So you can definitely just practice around this. Okay, and if you're not able to, okay, so if you're not able to remember the syntax or anything, don't worry about it for now, because you are learning. Okay, remembering the syntax is not very necessary, as you will be practicing, you will be able to memorize the syntax as well. I mean, these all concepts will come to your fingertips. Okay, and the new stuff was basically for you guys to know. I mean, you should know the variations, how we can do this and how we can do this, right? So definitely, yeah. Okay, so in the interest of time, we can end the session for today as well. Let me know if you have anything to say, or we can end the session for today. I think with this, the sequel part for you will be over. Thank you, Biswajit. Yeah, sure. This query sheet definitely will be provided to you guys. Don't worry about that. I will make sure that this is provided. How to write function for identifying continuous and categorical values in Python. Okay, so definitely I would say, Ashish, you to Google about it, and I mean, how to use in how do we use this in Python, because we have certain libraries around it, which we can do. Okay, so we more kind of do these things in the SQL interface itself. So you kind of can Google these things more to explore. So Vishwas is asking for non-relational data set, what we use. So we haven't discussed anything about non-relational data set till now, Vishwas. So for non-relational data set, you definitely use NoSQL, as I told you in the first class. Okay, you have many things for that, like MongoDB and many other things in the market right now. So if you want, you can explore that thing. Okay, I would say that if you have learned SQL, because this is the foremost important thing for you to learn with respect to data science for now. I mean, this is the most demanding skill. Okay, and you will face many concepts around it in your interviews as well. Okay, being asked in your interviews. Okay, you will see many practical questions as well. Okay, so just learn these first. Okay, and if you have learned it very nicely, I mean, you have practiced SQL very nicely, then you can definitely move for non-relational data set, practicing non-relational as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so just enjoy your Sunday with your workload, or forgetting your workload, anyhow you wanna enjoy it. So just wishing you good night for today. Okay, happy weekend, guys. Bye. Good night.